Let the meltdown begin. MMA Meltdown on the Fight Network. I am Gabriel Morency. Let's do this thing. Welcome to the program. And you know what? We got a kick-ass program for you tonight. Uncle Creepy, Ian McCall, will join me on the program as he prepares for his throwdown against John Lineker. This fight's not getting enough publicity right now. And understandably so. It's the return of Anderson Silva. It's the return of Nick Diaz. But nevertheless, this is a badass fight. It was supposed to take place at UFC Fight Night 56, but unfortunately, of course, Ian came down with a blood situation, bacterial blood infection, but his health is okay now. He's ready to go, and he's ready to join us tonight on the program. Evidently, Conor McGregor was ready to go against Dennis Siver. Yeah, he promised a 2-minute victory. It came within 2 minutes of the second round, and you know what? It went under a round and a half, and it looks like the people are going to get what they want with Conor McGregor taking on Jose Aldo. But you better be careful what you wish for, Conor, because you might just get it. Now, this fight's not going to be taking place in Ireland. There was an opening number of Aldo minus 140. It's quickly been bet up to Aldo minus 200. And as good as Conor McGregor is, and he's good and he's entertaining, does he cross the line? Yes, as good as he is, he's nowhere near ready for Jose Aldo. And Aldo will be one of our biggest bets ever. And we put some pretty big bets over the years on this stuff. That stand-up approach. Now, my deal with Conor McGregor isn't, I don't have a big problem with Conor. The guy deserves, he deserves the hype that he's getting right now because he's making the company money and he backs it up. Except he's taking it a step too far, jumping out of the cage and getting in Aldo's face. He's lucky that Aldo didn't knock him out right there. So no rest for the wicked. We got Gustafsson and Johnson. Man, should Gustafsson be this big of a favorite? I don't think so. I think he probably wins the fight, but I don't think so. Similar with Mousasi against Hendo. You want to be laying this type of price with Gegard Mousasi against Dan Henderson? I don't think so. So we got a ton of stuff to get to on the program, including Uncle Creepy and a really creepy, weird video with a sex doll. All that and more. MMA Meltdown on the Fight Network continues. MMA Meltdown on the Fight Network continues. I am Gabriel Morency, and I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. The coolest part of this gig is actually getting to speak to fighters that I'm big fans of. And I believe I spoke to Mr. Uncle Creepy, Ian McCall, years ago on Sirius Satellite Radio, but we've never had him on the TV show on MMA Meltdown, and I'm jacked to have him on right now. Uncle Creepy, Ian McCall, welcome to the program, man. How you doing?
Doing very good. Just driving to the gym. How are you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing good, man. We're doing good. Thanks a lot for taking the time to be with us. I got a ton of stuff I want to throw at you here, so I'll get the generic MMA 101 question out of the way. How's the health right now, man? Of course, you had the blood bacterial infection. You had to step aside for UFC Fight Night 56. This fight's a couple of weeks away now. How you feeling, man?
It's fight camp. You always feel like shit. It's just how it goes. You're banged up, injuries, and you just don't feel comfortable. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I'm never that stoked at this point in camp. It's my last part of my cut, and I never feel good. I mean, physically, I'm on point in the gym. So I guess that's all that really matters. Is me just being, being able to beat up everyone else in the gym, and that's really what it comes down to.
Has it been hard over the last year and a half or so to get into a rhythm, into a zone? As you said, you feel like shit. I love the honesty there. Hey, don't we all, Ian, right? But has it been tough, man? Pulling out of fights and injuries and setbacks. Is it tough to get into a rhythm leading into this fight?
No. I was more annoyed with the whole situation, because my body just fails me over and over again. But yeah, getting in a rhythm to, getting the fist fight's the easy part. It's the training, it's having a bunch of, young, tough, hungry kids come to the gym every day and beat the crap out of me. And, but it's just another fight. I've gotten in a lot of fights in my life, and it's just getting in the rhythm of training camp. I've done this a lot, so it's not that hard.
How strange is it that you've already done the stare down? You already went through the process with John. Now you got to do it again. It's pretty strange. You know, fights get canceled the day before sometimes, right? But normally you don't go through the stare down and everything like that, man. You were already all jacked and ready to go. Had to dial it back. Got to do it over again.
Yeah, man, that whole situation was just absurd, and I, again, want to say sorry to everybody because I tried. I made weight. Unlike Fat Boy, I made weight and then everything just fell apart. So it's somewhat comical that it all happened, and it's also really, really annoying that I have to deal with him again.
Now, I like what you just said. It's just another fight. Seems like, every fight's the biggest fight of a fighter's life, isn't it? Like going into a fight, everyone always says, oh, how important is this fight? I'm about to get punched in the head. They're all important, right? Like, you have a limited time, limited career in this stuff. So obviously they're all important, but it seems like a lot of fighters sort of psych themselves out, Ian. You seem to be more relaxed and enjoy the process.
Yeah, I just look at it as, this is my job, and I do have a limited shelf life. I've already been doing this since I was 18 and I'm 30, so I just got to really take care of myself, and I what's the worst that can happen? I get beat up. I've been beat up on national TV a couple of times. Like, it's worse things in life can happen than getting beat up. I mean, realistically, I hate losing. I don't ever want to lose again. But just the bigger picture, it's I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's life that happens. I'm going to make sure that I don't get beat up. I guess I'm just realistic. I don't know. I know I'm the best. I know I'm better than everybody else. It's just time to prove it.
How much do you want to get a chance at Mighty Mouse again? Is that the end game here? Because some fighters just sort of fight to get paid. Some guys doing it because they don't really have anything else to do. And some guys have their eyes on a prize. Is that prize the belt? And not just the belt, but beating Mighty Mouse? Because, I wanted to ask you. I've been watching this sport a long time. I don't know what the hell the judges are ever looking for. We saw a bunch of bogus calls, this past weekend. And it's even by judges that have been around a while. So, as a fighter, and you've been screwed before, as a fighter, do you even know what they're looking for? I mean, how frustrating is it to not know what judges are really doing?
You know what? Back to the first thing. End game, yes. End game is to get the belt. If I get to beat Demetrius in the process, a million times better. I as much as I want to hate the guy, he's just so nice. But no, I hate him. Something about his face, just hate him. Something in the eyes, but I just, he beat me up before. But, I got screwed and then he beat me up after that. So it's a bitter thing. But judges are stupid. Commission people are stupid. I'll say it again. They're all stupid. They have no business being in this friggin' sport. It's a bunch of, people who have real jobs that have no mixed martial arts experience. I mean, there are exceptions, but for the most part, it's some random lady who knows a commissioner, so like, oh, I want to do that. That's fun. Like, no, you're ruining our lives. Like, me getting screwed the first time forever changed the course of my life. And granted, I should have done things differently, but that's what happens. It doesn't have to deal with just Australia or a certain place. Judges and commission people around the planet are morons. They're not educated enough, at least, in this sport. So it's a giant gaping hole in the system. And you see it from drug testing, how they botched everything. They like with John Jones, they weren't even supposed to test him for blow. And they did. And they caused this whole big scene, and they made the guy look like an asshole. And, it's just, I don't know. They do things so backwards that it's really obnoxious, and they should just do their job, and do it properly. I don't know that too much to ask?